We are back with another video, and today we are doing our last installment with our silicone pipes. So without further ado, let's hop right into this review. So basically, this is going to be like the last video we're going to do as a follow-up to these silicone pipes, because I think we finally figured out the right combination of the options that I have chosen. Now again, the pipes that I have here displayed here are just random colors, but if you haven't watched the other two videos, basically the silicone pipes that they have out there now, they basically just have this little, just a little slit, and it'll pretty much hold a few different types of bowls that they have out there. And these are going to be the ones I'm going to show you, and I'll show you the new one that I picked up. So the first one that we actually checked out was this kind of like a tin type aluminum little bowl, and it has kind of like a colander on the bottom there, obviously. Now over time, a material like this, that metal in between the holes will weaken as you hit it with a torch or a flame, and eventually, I mean, you're going to be smoking that, so those parts will break down because the metal is so thin, and that's almost a guarantee because it's going to be getting so hot from that ash, that smoldering ball of plant material that you're smoking. So this was the first one, and I wasn't too impressed with it. And then we ended up checking out the next version, which was this stainless steel bowl, same kind of colander effect, not as thin in between the holes. So it's got a little bit more thickness of the metal, and this will be something that would, if not never, but a very long time it would take before the metal would start to break down and basically break apart, unlike this one, which is a very thin metal. This is almost like, I mean, I couldn't even, you could definitely see how thin and thick it is, the comparison of it, but this is like, I mean, I couldn't even describe how thin this is. It's almost like it's thin, it's a little bit thicker than an actual soda can, but it's, I would say, I mean, it's like super thin. That's super thin. That wouldn't last long at all. But I wasn't too impressed with this particular bowl either, just because I didn't really like the machining look of it. It looked kind of rough cut. It wasn't, I don't know, it just didn't have like a real nice clean look to it. So the last thing I tried was I got these glass bowls. Now this is a win for sure. So the glass bowl itself has just a little bit of a 9-hole grid at the bottom, which is perfect. It does have a nice deep bucket here, so you could actually hold a lot of product. The other bowls did as well, but this one is, the depth is just wild. You could fit a ton in here, which is really nice because you could have a nice smoldering bowl here. And I think the ultimate combo that I like out of these, I'll show you that in a second, but let's show you how it actually fits. So this is in the Rasta pipe. This is a straight pipe. Most of the silicone hand pipes you're going to find are going to be this style particularly. And this was the first one that I tried out, and I totally did not like it at all. I thought this hole was way too big. The carb hole is perfect size. It's a real nice little tiny carb hole. But I thought the mouthpiece hole was way too big because this was paired up with this bowl originally, and this has a large, I mean, these holes are pretty large. I mean, a lot of holes, and they're large. So a lot of plant material will get pulled through these little holes right here, and then it's definitely going to come through this large mouthpiece right into your mouth. So, but the glass bowl, it does fit nice right in there. It's a nice snug fit, and it fits perfectly right there. It sits nice on top, right on the rim, and you can see down in there where the 9 holes are. It's this universal bowl fits perfectly in there because the way the silicone's cut, it's actually cut. Let's put the one that it came in. So when you actually put the one that it comes with, the outer rim of holes, if you look right there, you can actually see silicone behind them. So the only holes you're actually getting to burn through are the center ones anyway. And then these other holes right here, I mean, I imagine you're pulling flame through them in some way. So you're probably burning the silicone and smoking that. I mean, I don't even want to think about what's going on with that. But the pairing of this is just wild. These bowls, like, they don't really, I would think this one would go more in a pipe like this, when there's nothing around it and you can use all the holes at least. But when it was something like this, this little glass bowl fits perfectly in that. And I think it's also something that I'll probably just sell the bowls themselves with the silicone pipes together, but also separately, because I imagine people are going to be wanting to probably toss these away. I imagine they'll clean them a few times, but I imagine they'll toss them away eventually. But Yeah, the glass bowl I think is definitely going to be the one that we're going to go with on this particular pairing, and this is the pipe that I like the best. It definitely has a nice flat mouthpiece, not too wide and gaping like this one. I mean, you can see this is definitely going to pull. You can see how much I can push on it, and it's definitely got a lot of room to give in there. This one, it doesn't give that much because there's not that much room in there. But that mouthpiece is nice and flat. It's nice and small. The carb is nice and small, nice and flat. This one's small. I think this one's just small enough, but not just too big, because this one, I feel like this one could get clogged pretty fast with some resin or plant material, whatever builds up on the inside and gets sucked through. But something like this is pretty nice because it's a little bit big, but it's also a little bit small. So it's right in the middle. It's almost just perfect. And then the little bowl area right here, it holds our glass bowl perfectly right in there. And there you go. You got the glass bowl with the silicone pipe, and then you also have the travel cap, which is great because the travel cap goes right on top. So you can literally pack this full of your product right here. I mean, it's a nice, like I said, it's a nice deep bowl. I imagine, in all honesty, you could probably fit at least a gram in here if you layered it right with the different types of concentrates and powders and keefs and oils and waxes, and then your flour. You can fit one probably really nice heady bowl on this, and then you can literally pack this right in your pipe like that, have it ready to go, cap it up, and then all you need is this and a little torch or a lighter, and you're good to go. And you have, and you can literally, when you're done smoking it, you can literally just cap it up, and then you can resume smoking it later. Obviously, it's not going to taste as fresh, but it's still something that you can cap up and take with you on the go. And it's something else too, where I know a lot of the times as well, when you do have a situation where you're using a silicone pipe like this, it's more of like a travel situation. It's not something where you're going to sit around on your couch smoking out of a silicone pipe. I mean, you might very well want to do that, and that's totally fine too. But for the most part, when people are buying these silicone pipes, they're buying them to go on a trip somewhere. They're going camping. They're going somewhere to a concert. They're going to a festival. It's something where they might want to bring something, and they might want to smoke out of glass as well. But have something that if it breaks or they lose it, it's no big deal. And that's something that this would come in perfectly in paired with a nice little cap like this. So the cap on top, I think, is really going to be probably a super clutch thing that's going to go along with this nice little pipe. And I love the fact that there is the glass bowl. I honestly wasn't going to start selling these and bring them at all into the market at all over here until I decided at least what type of bowl setup we were going to go with. The next thing I want to do is obviously we'll go with the color scheme and stuff, obviously design it, but I wanted to get just the layout of the pipe. What type of pipe did I want to go with? And this is definitely the style that I like with the cap. And then pair it with the glass bowl. So again, the colors are wild on these pipes, but that's just how a lot of these generic pipes get. But once you have a baseline of the type of item that you want overseas when you're buying these types of items, you can basically use these as a baseline, and you can just tell the manufacturer whatever you want. It could be one solid color, which is probably what I'll end up going with. Maybe do a couple of the ones with some mixed colors, but for the most part, I'll probably just do some solid color, and then have the glass bowls as well. So yeah. Anyway, if you guys want to check out some of these glass bowls, let me know. Leave a comment below, and when I finally do get these designed and ready for launch, I'll drop a link down in there. I'll probably drop up a little info card up here in the top right corner as well with the link. So yeah, if you've smoked out of these silicone bowls or used them for travel or to take on a trip or somewhere, what did you think about them? Did they basically serve your purpose when you go on a trip? For the price point that these are when you buy them. So yeah, let us know in the comments below. If you want more content like this, subscribe for more. I do smoking reviews every single day, so be on the lookout for that, and have a great rest of your day.